Traders, Sam Shakespeare coming to you live. How's everyone doing today? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the FibMatrix Trade Room. Glad everyone can make it. Let's see, download version 2.22. Some exciting stuff in there. I'm going to get right into showing you what's up with that. Some new settings altogether because version 2.22 has some new settings in there which I think you're going to like. I already love them. Also a surprising monster setup, which it wasn't really surprising. It was one of the setups I meant to run a long time ago. I think it's the one we should have all been running, and it is out of the gates with a vengeance. So I'm going to show you that too. Let's get started, shall we? First of all, I want to show you version 2.22. Version 2.22 is just put up in the member download area, so be sure to download your copy. So if you're using a FIFO broker, which is most, if you're a US broker and you're using like Owanda, and you've had some issues with using the close button, so right here, using FIFO broker, if you are using one of those United States regulated brokers, set it to true. Okay, so the close button should now work for you. Before, it wasn't letting you use the close button because the close button would take the last on, it would try to take off the last trade on, and what it needs to do is take off the first trade on. So if you're using a FIFO broker, set this to true, trade it on demo, and let me know if you have any issues. You shouldn't have any issues. What else? Let's go down to the preemptive reversals now. Well, to the reversals, all the reversals. So the next thing I'm going to show you is for all reversal type trades. It'll be for preemptive reversals, 1 minute, which is basically a 1 minute reversal. It'll be for 5 minute reversals and 15 minute reversals. Okay, so I want you to notice this setting here. Positive risk reward trades only. I've got it set to true. I've already set it to true on mine. It will cut down the amount of entries you get. Basically, it's for using the swing stop setting. All right, this only really comes into play when using the swing stop. I think the swing stop is the way to go when doing reversal trades because it'll find that previous low or high depending on your direction, and it'll use it as a stop. Well, now what it does is calculates the distance of that stop. It'll see if there's actually a positive risk reward there. Is the distance from your entry to the target bigger than the distance to your stop? And if it is, then it'll allow the trade to happen. If the stop is larger than the target, it'll cancel the idea of the trade if you have this risk reward set to true. I'm going to show you an example of that right now. So it's all the reversal types trades. So for example, here's some preemptive reversals that had negative risk reward. Here's one. It was pound dollar. Had a preemptive reversal long ready at 26.95. Now you can see though, this trade has negative risk to reward, risking 19.8 pips, only targeting 17. So it was close. So it canceled the idea. And then let's see, here's another one. Here's one on pound dollar. That was a good one. So here's the ready signal at 27.01 is the ask. Then here it is. This trade has positive risk reward, risking 18. Oh, it's exactly positive. This was exactly the same. So it entered the trade. This one had negative 21, risking 21 to target 14. I'm glad it took us out of those trades. Here's a positive one here that was risking 13 pips to target 23 pound yen. Now, there's something to keep in mind. It only took 17 on this one. You see this? So this pound yen preemptive reversal opened at 133.27. That's this one, 132.27. It made 17 pips. It had a target of 23 pips, but the time in the trade, you know how the targets come closer, and that's another thing. So if you're starting with a negative risk reward, by the time it makes to the target, your target will be even closer to you. So it'd be less of a win. You can see a lot of these trades. Okay, it didn't take it. And sometimes what it'll actually do, and I think it did this with the pound dollar and pound yen because the VPS actually lost these trades because the VPS doesn't have the new version. Right, so the VPS was not able to cancel the first two with the really bad risk to reward ratio and get this better entry in. And the one on the VPS actually lost, and this one actually won. Here's a preemptive reversal. So it was only risking 5 to target 15. That's 3 to 1. You know, so I could eventually even put a ratio checker in there to make sure it's not only better, but you have a specific ratio that you're looking for. Say, look, I only want to take the 2 to 1 and better trades. There's a lot of them. So this one was almost 3 to 1. This one, 6 to 20. That's 4 to 1 on this one. Euro Aussie preemptive reversal. It will not do this on swing stop for other setups just yet. Okay, it will not do that for trends or anything like that, even though they have swing stop options. This is only for the reversals and the preemptive reversals. Let me show you the settings one more time. All right, this is where you set them up. So if you go to the preemptive reversal or the 5-minute reversal, the new setting is here, positive risk reward trades only. If you have it set to true, it'll ignore trades that have negative risk reward when using the swing stop. It only goes with the swing stop on 5-minute reversals, 15-minute reversals, and pre-reversals. Here's the 15-minute reversal setting somewhere here. Boom, right there. And then the swing stop's got to be true for that. Also the preemptive reversal. I haven't updated the extended reversal yet, but here's the preemptive reversal. This is what I woke up to here. And I can see now, like I said, if I go back here, we can see all the preemptive reversals. Let's look at how many it ignored last night. It took, so that was good, 13 to 20. That was a 2-to-1 risk reward on that preemptive reversal. Here it was risking 22 to get 14. It turned that one off. Cable kept rejecting them, kept rejecting them, kept rejecting them until it finally took one, and it made it. It did good, and it made it. That was this one. 26.97. There it is, 97. So I like that. How cable kept rejecting them, and then it took it when the risk reward was good. So it rejected it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It rejected it 7 times before taking it and then actually capitalizing. All right. What else is there? Now, if you choose to not set it to true, if you choose to allow the trades, no matter what the risk reward is, it'll still tell you in your experts tab, if you're using the swing stop, if it was a negative risk reward or not. So you can go back and see how many of your negative risk reward trades won or lost. All right, so as long as you're using the swing stop on your reversals, it'll still give you the information. Even if you have it set to take those bad risk reward trades, it'll still give you the info. Now, this is a new monster trend setup that's similar to what I'm going to show you some results for in a little bit. The risk factor on each entry is 0.25. I don't increase as it goes up. So 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, and yes, an hour at 0.25. They're all box entries dynamic. Every one. Box dynamic 5, box dynamic 15, and box dynamic 60. Alright, I've got a 100 pip stop, 200 pip target, because it's all going to be dynamic. It's going to happen within that. 60-minute L1 stop. The main trade's got to go up by 40 pips. It's only looking for big trades, but I'm going to show you it's very selective. And then it'll look for the next exit after 40. I think I just went over the basics of the setup. Alright, all these are set to 0 for now. The minimum pips for scale-ins are set to 0. Alright, I've got the L2 trail stop to false and no trade management set. Alright, and each leg separately to false. Alright, it's 1 to 15. 3 clear lanes of 15, so it needs to be pretty selective. It plays defense at 20, so it's not going to just take little pips on 20 on defense. It's going to take at least 20 pips on defense. And then I've got 4 time frames of expansion. 1, 5, 15, and 60 all must be expanding with a disabled 240 minute. Alright, my white zone phases 3, 6, and 8, and false on the trading hours for scaling. Alright, so that's the monster. Okay, I'll go over some results with this setting as well, and I think you're going to like it. I want to show you, we talked about earlier, some monster settings that really, this is kind of the original setting for the monsters that I really wanted to do, because it just always made more sense. You know, we started the monsters just doing the 15-minute expansions, 15, 5, and 1, but really we've all seen when we've done all the analysis that the really good monsters, the times they do the best, are when the 60-minute and even mostly the 4-hour is all expanding together. But at least the 60-minute. So I've changed the settings, what I showed you. So what I'm going to show you is results for this monster setting here. The only difference is here. On this setting for the trade room, I put look for a 1 column after 40. Well, the settings I'm going to show you actually waits for 50. So it's this exact setting which I'm showing you right now, which we just went over, the 0.25 each entry, 60-minute L1 stop, requires the 60-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, and 1-minute time frames to all be in expansion mode. All of them. I'm going to show you the results on that, and it's still early, mind you. Oh, and then also it requires the 3 clear lanes of 15. Alright, check this out. This is the monster. Well, just overnight it's got 163 pips. But look, it's got almost 500 pips after 20 trades. Now it's hit all of its long and half of its shorts. Now it needs more time. We all know this already. It's going to take losses. There's no way around that. But the problem with before is we weren't letting our winners do their proper thing. We're doing monster trends here, so we're not looking for 5, 10 pips. All right, these are looking for 50 pips. All right, now Euro Aussie had a good night, so it made 50 on its entry, and then its 5-minute scale in did a 54 pips, and its 15-minute scale in did 60 pips. Sometimes this will actually give you an hour scale in, not always. So that was last night. Then the 21st and 22nd. Oh, here's Aussie Yen. It took the hour setup. So look, that's a monster entry, and there's the 60-minute scale in. There's the 15-minute scale in, and there's the 5-minute scale in. So you see the first entry got its 50, and the others didn't quite get 50 on this one. That means all the entries were, the 1-minute entry was actually the best of all the entries. All right, that was the 22nd. And then another one on dollar Canada did well. Look, there's the initial one, 50 pips. And then it took out the legs at 28 and 38. And then look at here. Here's Euro Yen. Here's the initial one. It made 55. Look, the 15 made 67, and the 5-minute made 73 pips on this Euro Yen trade. This is what the monster was really designed to do. So this is all the trades it's taken. So we're talking about, guys, we're talking about 1 week. 1 week it's made 500 pips. Now think about it. These are not full position pips. These would be quarter position pips. So 500 and quarter pips would be about 125 pips. Would be up about 12.5% in a week right now if you did it with proper lot sizing. We all know it needs time. Okay, but right now I'm definitely liking this setup on the monster. This is really what I intended for it to be. Let me know if you guys have any questions about that.